Hello. In this video, we will talk about a subject that involves a lot of money, people's well-being and the environment. The Trump effect on the carbon market. The United States of America continues to be the largest economy in the world. Many of the main international investment funds are headquartered in the United States. On January 20, 2025, Donald Trump took office for the second time as President of the United States. What consequences could this have for environmental issues? And, especially, what are the possible consequences for the carbon credit market internationally and in Brazil? Please continue watching this video until the end and leave your like. We also invite you to subscribe to this channel. On January 20, 2025, for the second time, Donald Trump took office as President of the United States with the aim of generating economic growth in his country. As one of the strategies for this, he advocates increasing the consumption of oil and derivatives, especially as fuel for energy generation and transportation. On the same day he took office, Trump once again signed the United States withdrawal from the Paris Agreement, which sets limits on greenhouse gas emissions. In other words, during Trump's new administration, the United States government will no longer guarantee that the country will respect the carbon emission limits mentioned in the Paris Agreement. We understand that it is legitimate for the United States government, or any other country, to want to generate economic growth. However, we also believe that promoting actions to benefit the environment is not a political partisan issue, is not a question of choosing between right or left, is also not a question of having conservative or progressive values. Promoting actions in favor of reducing carbon emissions is simply a matter of common sense, as we seek to preserve the planet for ourselves and future generations. We encourage people to seek ways to bring prosperity and protect the environment. Let's imagine the possible consequences for the carbon market at an international level and, particularly, for Brazil. Before January 20, 2025, only Iran, Libya, and Yemen were outside the Paris Agreement. One of the highly likely negative impacts of the United States withdrawal from the Paris Agreement is a reduction in global demand for carbon credits. In addition to the United States, in a kind of domino effect, other countries may want to withdraw from the agreement. As a result, some government funds may stop investing in carbon credits. Something that may reduce the impact of such a decision is that there are important countries that remain committed to the Paris Agreement, such as Brazil, Japan, China, and the countries of the European Union. Large investment funds such as Norway's will continue to invest in environmental projects. There are also important regional carbon markets that remain active, such as those in California and the European Union. In fact, demand for carbon credits from other countries is expected to grow. There are new carbon credit markets developing, such as South Korea and India. Optimists believe that global demand for carbon credits will increase 15-fold by 2030 and 100-fold by 2050. In addition to the loss of government investment, there may be a loss of private U.S. investment in emissions reduction projects. However, this effect may be minimized if we consider that many U.S. companies, and companies from other countries, will continue to invest in sustainability. The development of clean technologies and emissions reduction also boosts the economy. After all, what company does not want to reduce its fuel or energy consumption bills? Companies that are part of large international corporations, such as Toyota, for example, and large Brazilian companies, such as Petrobras, establish voluntary emissions reduction targets and promote campaigns to make their employees aware of the importance of preserving the environment. The voluntary carbon market, which is not an initiative of government agencies, is growing, as it depends on the proactivity of organizations and companies. Another concern about the U.S. government's withdrawal from the Paris Agreement is the fear of a slowdown in international negotiations on the carbon market, affecting the implementation of the global carbon market, since this is not expected to be treated as a priority by the United States. Implementing Article 6 of the Paris Agreement on international trading of carbon credits and developing global standards for carbon credits may become more difficult. COP29 in 2024 addressed the issue but did not conclude it. COP30 in Brazil could advance the development of rules for the carbon credit market and the establishment of a mechanism to reduce the cost of implementing climate plans by participating countries by approximately $250 billion United States dollars per year through the implementation of the global carbon credit market. The tragic calamities of unusually large-scale floods and long periods of drought, in addition to rising sea levels, have made a large portion of the world's population aware of climate change. These people are becoming more supportive of actions to combat climate change by society, companies and governments. Perspectives for Brazil, Trump's inauguration may have a smaller impact, as the country is creating its own regulated carbon market, independent of the US's stance. Law No. 15042, recently sanctioned, instituted the Brazilian Greenhouse Gas Emissions Trading System, SBCE, which sets limits on the emission of these gases and creates a bonus system for companies or states that reduce their emissions. The recent regulation of the carbon market in Brazil should attract more investment and improve market efficiency. By 2024, it was estimated that only 1% of Brazil's emissions reduction initiatives would formally generate carbon credits. With the regulation, the trading of credits should increase significantly. We can conclude that, despite the United States' withdrawal from the Paris Agreement, the Brazilian carbon market will offer wonderful investment opportunities for national and international companies and investors. What about you? Do you agree with us that protecting the environment should overcome ideological and partisan political issues? Do you believe, like us, that it is possible to reconcile economic growth and actions to combat climate change? Remember, actions that contribute to the environment also contribute to people's well-being and the economy, and can generate jobs and improve quality of life. Please leave your like, and also watch our videos that show sensational real examples of carbon credit trading. We also invite you to subscribe to this channel. You are invited to collaborate with us. If you want to contribute financially and raise to our channel, send a pix to totalsustentabilidade@gmail.com. If you are outside Brazil and want to contribute in other currencies, send an email to totalsustentabilidade@gmail.com and we will try to guide you. We thank you for your attention and hope to be contributing to raising awareness in favor of actions that are favorable to the environment now and in the future. Sources of reference: UNFCCC, Carbon Pricing Dashboard, International Emissions Trading Association, IETA, Ministério do Meio Ambiente, Brazil, agfeed.com.br, justbrazil.com.br, brasilagro.com.br. See you soon.